Hey everyone, Bachelor here. This is the second episode to my devlog series where I'm making an RPG game in Turbowarp using scratch coding. The game I'm making is called Turbowarp RPG. It has a huge emphasis on freedom and diversity, and it's inspired by games like Kenshi and Rimworld. So with all that out of the way, I might as well just show you what I've got so far. The first thing I started working on was just the main menu. It's really basic, but I think it serves its purpose pretty well, but eventually I will come back and rework it. So if we just go ahead and press the settings button here, as you can see, you can actually drag this window around. You can move these sliders. You can turn things on and off, such as frames per second. And yeah, that's all pretty cool. Let's just close out of this for now and press start. So here's our world, nothing too special, but if I right click, it will actually spawn in some items. And as you can see, the goblin here is actually going after them and picking them up. The way this works is that the goblin is actually scanning an area and it's basically just trying to find the closest item relative to its position. So if we spawn some more items, you'll see that it actually goes towards the closest one to its position, not just any random one. And if we go ahead and spawn an item way out here, you'll see the goblin is actually chasing after it. And even if we spawn some items in its path, it's going to keep homing in on that one item. What I think is really cool about this system is that even if you have like a lot of characters, it still works, like it doesn't break at all. So here we have over 20 characters and it works great. They'll never actually fight over the same item, so when a character sees an item that's closest to them and that's available, they'll actually claim it. Claiming an item prevents other characters from going after it. This simple search and claim system already opens the door to a lot of possibilities. With only a little extra programming, I could probably add simple tasks like chopping trees down, constructing buildings, and just generally interacting with the world. Something that I thought I'd add earlier is just a keybind config, so you can just easily switch out the keys that you use. I think this is really important for making the game more accessible and just feel better to play as a whole. I also made a little prototype for the battle system in this game. It's going to be in real time, so it's not going to be turn-based or anything like that. It's pretty simple, but I think it actually works pretty well. In the prototype here, they can only punch and kick. In the final version, it's going to be kind of limb-based. So let's say you have a left arm and a right arm. You're going to be able to perform moves like punching and slapping, but if you lose any of those limbs, you'll actually lose access to those moves. So obviously, you're not going to be able to punch without any arms. You'll be able to learn new moves, so it's kind of like martial arts. Like the more experience you get, the more moves you learn, and the more stronger you become. Another prototype I made is this. So all these little circles you're seeing are actually clones. If we shrink the area here, you'll actually see they only exist within these bounds. So what's happening is any clones outside of these bounds are getting deleted, and as we move, it's creating new ones. All of the deleted and recreated clones are actually being remembered, so they're going to be in the exact same spot with the exact same attributes each time. And to show this off, let's just click this circle here. As you can see, it gets a bit bigger. Now let's just move the screen to the right a bit. Now it's been deleted, and if we move back, you'll see it's actually retained the size. So even though it's been deleted and recreated, it actually remembers its size and position. So why is this important for the game? Well, this game is going to have a huge map, and that means it needs a lot of characters to be in that map. If we have all these characters existing at the same time, it's just going to completely destroy your computer. Like, it will not run well at all, having thousands and thousands of clones running around. With the system that I've made, the game only needs to load the characters close to the camera. What this means is we can have tens of thousands of characters spread out all across the map with all their data remembered by the game. So if you kill someone or steal someone's armor or their weapon and you go back there, they're gonna stay dead, or their stuff is gonna stay stolen. Like, it's not just gonna magically reappear because the game has remembered it. This was actually one of my larger concerns during development. I really had no idea how I was gonna handle having all these clones. Honestly, this was one of my biggest problems and it's just been solved. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this week. I've done a lot of work on just general planning. That includes story, that includes characters and locations, and also technical things like programming, like some of the prototypes I showed before. I think those systems are really important to really solidify early. If I just start adding heaps and heaps of things without really thinking about it, it could seriously cause a lot of trouble down the line, so progress might seem kind of slow, but this is definitely going to be for the better. So yeah, that's everything I want to show for now. The next video might take just a little bit longer, just because I'm going to be a little bit busy. So I hope you guys all stay tuned, and I'll see you next time.